Alright. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. I see the green bars jumping up and down. That means we should be recording and streaming. So, hi! It's night 3 of my run. PachiPara 14. Pachinko. RPG Extraordinary. Oh god, I have stream audio. There we go. I am sorry about that. This is not a professional stream, wouldn't you know? Especially with the cat hanging out in the corner here, sleeping right now. I'm going here, she'll probably try and jump on my lap at some point. And that'll be a fun time when that happens. Anyway, if you're here, you probably know the deal. Slowly making my way through PachiPara 14, a Pachinko RPG game. I said RPG game because I am not cognizant of how acronyms work, and the feed that I'm getting on my TV looks a little weird, so I'm going to rejigger it. So sorry about that. If you didn't catch last night's stream, we didn't accomplish a whole lot. We went out on a summer festival date with Chinatsu, and we're getting ready for part 2 of our extravagant play. I'm not a horse, unfortunately, but you know, we'll always have the horse suit. And now we're gonna go break up a strike through the power of Pachinko. So I have to go through a little bit of ground that we covered in the previous stream, because that Pachinko match with the striking train station workers kicked off a little bit earlier than I was expecting, but it does mean that I'll be able to make amends for something that was particularly lacking in one area last stream, so look forward to that. So, how am I doing? Gotta make sure that... Okay, I need to eat, and I probably need to bathe, because of how this game works, so I can have max luck. I don't inherently need to bathe. 91 ain't bad, but we'll do it anyway. What time of day is it? Oh, it is night. We have to go sleep again. I'm gonna trigger more cutscenes. Alright. Thank you to those of you who are watching instead of spending your time watching a pretty funny run of Battle Block Theater, whatever that the game that's on AGDQ right now. That run's always funny. Alright. Okay. So I'm gonna go eat and trigger some cutscenes. And we should be we should have some hot Pachinko action going on real fast. And then we'll move on to our bonus game. Oh no, I just started watching the recording of the last stream. What have I missed? You haven't missed a whole lot, assuming that you were here for the first stream. Oh, it's raining today. This didn't happen last time. What'd you miss? Basically, I had to play a round of Pachinko twice against the badass anime antagonist for this game, because he took Chinatsu's brother under his wing. Only it turned out that by the time that we won, her brother had already gone to a different part of town to pursue his dreams as a Pachipro. And so in the interim, while we're trying to go rescue him from the throes of Japanese gambling, we're getting ready for part 2 of our magnificent play. And there's a holdup, and that the play is supposed to be held at the local high school that's beyond this area here. Only there's a strike going on at the train station here, and we can't use the school grounds right now because they're being used as kind of a holding ground for the public buses that are serving as kind of compensation for public transit. So we have to go break that up by winning a round of Pachinko, because that is how things in this world work. But I have to play a little catch-up to re-establish that point. Hey Lupin, how goes it? I love this a lot too. It goes along a very fine line. He's a very fine line in terms of like good drama and sheer silliness, as you talked about in your email that I just read before starting the stream. But I think it hews it pretty well. If you have a stomach for Pachinko, there are worse games on this system to play. And good to have you in chat. You've been a real sweetheart going after my work so voraciously, considering how rambling I feel like I go on sometimes during these streams to fill for time and whatnot. Thankfully, unlike Raw Danger and Zettai Zetsumetoshi 2, even though it was raining, we will not catch the flu or anything being out in it like this, so... For the sake of role-playing, I'm still going to switch out this sweet kimono, because that's probably not something I should wear in the rain. Yeah, only have this shitty-ass outfit that I borrowed from Chinatsu that's actually case. I must have saved before trying to give this back to her, so that I could get my original outfit. Okay, I'm gonna fast forward through this, because this is just covering ground that I already just discussed in this plot synopsis. Okay. Strikers. When I say fast forward, I mean you're still gonna hear the voice acting in. Can I turn up the mic a little bit? It is currently at maximum, but I can turn down the game volume a little bit. Thank you for telling me that, because I can actually only hear the game on my side of things. That is a little bit high on the capture side of things. Let me know how that is. Alright. Okay. Oh, okay. The feed is going to cut out a little bit because I adjusted the volume. And the Elgato needs to apparently reboot for whatever reason. Okay. Got feedback up on the preview window. Okay, and on my TV. We're okay. We're okay. We made it through this, chat. Also, since I didn't have time to reply to your email, both parts should be up on YouTube, but I'll post that stuff up formally on Twitter and Tumblr afterwards. What am I using to capture? I'm just using an Elgato. I'm actually going to probably switch to different hardware soon, because I'm actually using component cables to play on my TV, so it actually looked really nice, even blown up on an HD TV, but the Elgato, for whatever reason, I think probably because it's a USB 2 setup and not a USB 3 device, it gets real grainy real fast if you try blowing up that feed at all. I've tried messing around with capture settings and whatnot. The text isn't as sharp and whatnot as I would like it to be. So, but it otherwise does the job decently for like proper HD games and whatnot. Okay. Oh, right, I need to talk to Chinatsu to get my old outfit back. Come on. Load! There we go. Oh. I apparently can't talk to her about my clothes. Yeah, it looks okay now, mostly because I deliberately lowered the stream resolution, so it wouldn't look that obvious, but when I would try streaming PS2 games at like 720p, it's not a good time. At least to me, my pretentious ass opinion. Yeah, it's weird that I don't have my... Huh. I guess I'll try and get my old outfit back after breaking up a strike. So at this point, we're gonna quickly prepare by eating and bathing so that we can max out our luck. And then once Pachinko gets started, we'll move on to our bonus game to kill time. Okay, so I am pretty hungry. Have our morning beer and our skewers. Hopefully this won't make us too full. Okay, yep, this is perfect. There we go. Point the camera at the ground to improve the frame rate for this stretch. Alright. Just make a quick trip to the bathhouse, and we should be good to go. My cat's sleeping. That's a good sign that she's not going to try and ambush my lap in the middle of the stream. Normally I try to keep... She's a very nice cat. But when she wants lap time, she gets lap time, basically. And that can often mean claws on my thighs when I least expect it. Like the sketchy manga looking Shaden effect on the characters. Yeah, I think... The visual style, they do this for PachiPara 12 through 14, and it looks good in all of them. It does obviously result in the usual Irem hijinks of it makes the frame rate tank in a handful of places, but I think it visually holds up really well for a game of this era, and especially for a game of its budget. I think the crazier thing especially about this game is I think it was made in like 9 months or something. It was either this PachiPara 13. Very short development spans. And obviously, for this game especially, a lot of assets were reused, but not entirely. So I think, considering the circumstances, it turned out really well. Okay. Maxed out our cleanliness. We're gonna go for one more bat. Okay. I went for one more dip because I thought it might raise my personality matrix more, as bats are wont to do, but that's okay. So our luck should be probably pretty maxed out at this point. 21, not bad. Check my stats real quick to make sure I'm not missing anything obvious. Nope. Just got one more important thing to do before our Pachinko match. And that's to put on this goddamn horse mask like I keep promising. Now we have. Now we're ready for the Pachinko match of our lives. Alright. Let's go ahead and do this. Alright, time to get started on this madness again. Alright, he wants to know what we're doing here. I'm here to stop the strike. You're gonna get... The town is in trouble for as long as the trains aren't running, you know? And, oh yeah. The only handle you should be turning are the ones on the train, not the pachinko machines. Said our friend Lily uses that same line, because she is a very cool customer. This guy's not having any of it. Just go home, let's be on strike. And while away our lives at Pachinko. She's like, good timing, horsehead lady. She wants us to get into a Pachinko duel with all these strikers, ostensibly to stop said strike. What are our choices? See, I think this is like, why are you intervening? There's a word in there that I don't immediately recognize, and I would check my Japanese dictionary when the batteries are dead. I'll edit it later if it turns out I'm way off. Sounds good to me. I'm just as interested in ending the strike as you are. Of course I'll do it. I'd do anything for you, Lily. I'll do it, but only if there's something in it for me in return. And I don't know about this. Every time I get involved with you, it just causes trouble, like the beginning of the game. That's fine. We'll go with the second option. So now she's proposing if we win, will you stop the strike? Meaning that we have to beat the 7 other people in this Pachinko parlor. This is warning that this guy here is a real badass and we shouldn't take him too lightly if we're going to take him on Pachinko. So multi-man Pachinko duels in this game are slightly different in that actually Lily's gonna explain it. Just I'm reading to make sure I'm not missing anything. So yeah, basically in multi-man duels, the way that it works is that within every specific intervals, the person with the lowest amount of balls accumulated gets dropped out. And then, obviously, the last one standing is the one who wins. So this is actually going to be one of the longer duels in the game, especially early on. But, our bonus game will hopefully cover that at least a little bit. So, let's see. So we can just nod like, alright, let's do this. We can turn to Lily and wink. We can yell at them to, come at me. We can kind of sneer, or we can ask her to explain. We're going to turn to Lily and wink. And she kind of winked back at us. I'm going to believe that I have a mechanism in the horse mask to wink that way too. Here's all these badass anime cut-ins, and then me with the horse mask. In practice, these multi-man duels, it's just basically don't be dead last, and come in with good luck, and your RNG will likely work out okay. So, this is just explaining the rules again. So the first drop will happen 300 seconds in, so 5 minutes in, and then after that it'll be every 3 minutes, so this is going to be like a half hour. So we're just going to set our balls. I'm going to pay attention a little while just to make sure that we get a good amount of balls in the holes going, so we have a constant string of slot spinning going on. Doing it a little lighter would work. I like to imagine that what we don't see is Hanabi loudly shit-talking and elbowing the other players for a half hour. It's pretty much what's going on with all these dialogue windows that are popping up with the other characters. Okay. This seems to be an okay configuration for these calls. I usually prefer to let go when I know I can consistently get 4 spins at the slots reserved. Oh, my cat just walked out. Okay, that's a relief. She's very fickle. Maybe it's because I'm talking so much to the internet about the wonders of Pachinko. Okay, so I'm gonna turn on. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lower the volume for Pachinko. I'm gonna get on with my bonus game because, as is the case with every Pachinko duel, there's not much to do except babysit meters for a while. Oh, you know what I should be doing? Ah, I forgot to change the mode in this machine for improved RNG. Doesn't really matter though, I'm currently in second place, it looks like. Okay. Ah, damn it. That's not the one that I want. I want Marin-chan in the background. Just get this slide over with. There we go. Okay, there we go. I'll explain how this extra mode works once we actually get a jackpot trigger. But in the meantime, we're gonna switch over to our other game. I didn't make another overlay so as to better see this other game that I've got queued up, so I apologize for that. Okay, looks like the video's gonna cut out for a second because of weird Elgato jank. Even when it's just changing the you can change the volume in real time. I think that's reflected in the stream even when you don't confirm it. But then once you do, it has to restart for whatever reason. I don't know. But bonus game. Or at least the bonus game aside from watch my showered ass hair dry in real time. This is a game called Hiberike. It came out in PAL territories as Euphoria, spelled U-F-O-U-R-I-A. It's a pun on the fact that there are 4 playable characters. And it's basically a Metroid clone, but I find it way more charming. I don't know if you can hear the other game audio on the webcam mic. It causes weird things if I switch my headphones out from the console game to my PC. I'm not gonna bother translating. They're okay. There's not a whole lot to its story. I'm trying to reorient myself to the controls here. So everybody in... So if I remember correctly, the way that Hiberike works is, like Metroid, you kind of have an overarching world. Oh, damn it. You have an overarching world. You're trying to find your friends, and all of your friends have different powers. And so then, like Metroid, once you find your friends and unlock their powers, you can go to other parts of the world that you couldn't before and rescue more friends. This is a penguin? I think it is? I'm trying to remember if this penguin guy here, I think he is penguin, what his power is. And it might just be this sweet sliding around. Well, it's been years since I've played this game though, so I don't quite remember where to go. We've built up some meter, so now I'm gonna trigger one of my special powers in the Pachinko game, even though I'm still in second place. I think O is the one that I like. Right. It's basically the way that this power that I just triggered works is... Okay, that's right, I can't zoom in, but basically, if you look towards the bottom center of the screen, there are these yellow arms that are outstretched. And the power forces them to be open for like 30 seconds, which makes it easier to collect balls, which makes it easier to have reserved runs at the slot. And it just also means that I'm accumulating more bonus balls in between jackpots, although it's only like 3 to 4 balls per each successful shot in those smaller holes versus in jackpots when you get them in the little shutter at the bottom. That's like 10 to 11. So I'm gonna trigger that again. I'm gonna get on with Barricade. If I remember correctly, there aren't a whole lot of places you can go to initially as the pet one. So hopefully I'll find my way to unlock another friend soon enough. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. I don't know if I equipped that item for what I just did. Or is that literally just... I think that's just the password item, it looks like? Alright. Oh. Okay. The game is telling me to go the other way. Alright. Somebody is able to walk on ice. Okay. Can't remember who. Yeah. Barricade's a weird thing. They put out a decent number of, and by they I mean Sunsoft. They put out a decent number of games with these characters, and they're all like pretty different. Like I think there's a puzzler on the SNES. I think there are actually a couple of puzzlers and some games in other genres. I think there might be a Pachi game in one of them or something. You can Goomba enemies if you hold down after... That's right, that's how it works in this game. Thank you. That's right, okay. Thank you. Oh, come on. Got another level 2 built up. I'll still let the meter run for a little while. Sometimes I just like to use my powers in quick succession. Especially since, considering the circumstances, we're still doing okay. Even with no jackpot. Although, Strike Leader guy seems to have gotten one given how quickly his numbers are going up. Oh, shit. Can I just pop you? Nope, I have to throw that. Come on. This way. There we go. Ah, damn it. This game has some intense-ass flickering in places. Oh, come on. Come on. Nope. 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 Damn it. Okay, I think we're gonna win. Yay. Speaking of arbitrary localization changes, I never got why they redesigned player characters when they are all weirdo fantasy monster things. Yeah, I'm trying... I don't know if I've ever read any particular reasons to justify it, either. It's not like... So, like, one of the characters, I think, speaks, like, semi-obtusely in, like, an overly, like, old man Japanese-y sort of way, but it's, like... There's nothing, like, otherwise, like, super overt that would, like, necessitate changes on, like, cultural justifications, like what you commonly found in games of that era. Maybe it's just a cynical marketing thing? I have no idea. Yeah, we unlocked a cat friend. I don't remember what you do, but you do this sweet-ass worm. Made the cats a guide to drag it. Yeah, the only one that I really remember is it did something interesting to the ghost guy as well, and it looks like I hit a jackpot, so I should probably be paying a little bit of attention, because like should be like player input stuff that I need to pay attention to. We'll zoom in so we can admire Marin-chan and her animal friends in full. We got a ways to catch up though. I hope we don't have to restart this match. But we still got a couple more guys to go through, so it should be okay. I think, getting back to Verike, I think eventually somebody put out an English patch of the original Japanese game so people can play the game as God intended, quote-unquote. Okay, here we go. Player input. I finally figured out how to actually press a button to make this screen respond, and it's L2, which makes sense in the context of this game, because that's also the button you use to change modes. Pachinko machines. Did I get anything? Nope. Okay. So what happens when you're in this mode specifically is during jackpots, you can get opportunities to open treasure chests, and if you're blessed by the RNG gods, and you get actually something decent inside a chest, that'll let you transition into the slot reel mode, where you have improved chances of just getting a better jackpot. So what's going to happen after this, I think, is we'll just enter the mode where the slot reels go faster, which, again, isn't bad, but it still means that we're dealing with whatever the one in whatever amount that it takes for a jackpot to be particularly triggered. If we were doing the practice mode in this game, we could actually trigger it to be a jackpot for every slide of the reel that we get, but unfortunately we can't cheat that way in the story mode. There are action replay codes where you can just insta-win matches, but that's about it. And it looks like we took the lead just barely at the end of our jackpot, so that's pretty alright. We'll go back to Verike. Yeah, both for animal friends. You shouldn't have to apologize. Alright. Can I go on in this pit? Okay. Is this the guy that can go on? No. If I remember, he's at least not good at swimming. I wanna pop you. There we go. Yeah. Ah, that hot frame rate for this game. I think there's water down there. Maybe I'll try going back to that icy area. Yeah, so the background's green, so the slots are just gonna go extra fast now. I think it's probably in effect for like 100 spins. That's usually how it tends to work. Okay, yeah, so he handles way better on ice. I say that and then I struggle to get the floating head weapon thing. I don't know why it is that you have to manually hit down to quote-unquote Goomba enemies. It just seems like an arbitrary mechanic when it's like, given just the game design lessons that people were taught at this point, and were expected to know based on like Mario and stuff. It just seems like an arbitrary way of defying precedence. Guys, this is the stream where I secretly turn on a game that I loved years ago. I still love that part, where the guy opens his eyes. And he looks all freaked out and jazzed. I still have my cap. Okay. I'm just pausing to tune the ball feeding. No, it doesn't really matter at this point. Oh, I maxed out on the meter though. I was massing circle instead of square on accident. There we go. So I'm gonna use that power again once this instance of it runs out, and then I'll use my 1 meter power, which I'll explain what that does. It's time for that. Oh, switch. There we go. Oh. What's going on? Oh, I apparently hit circle on accident at some point. I thought there was like cutscene drama or something. Yeah, you can cut off the ball flow at any time in this game. Or in a lot of Pachinko simulators, actually. The only reason why you would want to bother doing that is so you don't like waste balls during like transitions, like the pre-jackpot cutscenes and whatnot. It's so minimal that I almost never bother with it. Some games let you set that automatically. I think PachiPara might too, but again, generally the Pachinko moments, or the Pachinko matches rather, are easy enough that it's not worth the effort. As part of the overall theme with both the baseline and trademark Sunsoft trying to turn to both play and sandwich, which allows for temporary foreplay. I never noticed that, but that doesn't surprise me given the prestige that I just want to go to the other side that Sunsoft Music has enjoyed pretty much since its stuff first came out. Okay. Trigger another power. There we go. Oh, my cat buddy gets beat up and I do the worm on accident. There we go. So, okay, it's about 40 seconds to go before the next elimination happens, so it should be like another 3 minutes. And then this match should hopefully be over, and hopefully the ringleader of the strike doesn't get another jackpot too soon. I wasn't really paying attention to where I was going. Very okay though. Okay. Let's trigger our level 2 one more time. Okay, yeah, so through most of the eliminations at this point, so okay, the numbers are going up indicating such a way that he got another jackpot. So the gap is close enough that he could catch up to us if we don't get another jackpot ourselves soon. Not that there's a whole lot I can do about it at this point. This bonus format is a good idea. Yeah, it's doing the Pachinko stuff is a grind, even for me as somebody who really likes these games, because Pachinko's Pachinko. Like, the fact that they have these, like, RPG systems and powers and whatnot, I think go a long way towards making the core Pachinko, like, more tolerable to non-Pachinko connoisseurs like myself, but it's still, like, at the end of the day, you're going to be devoting, like, hours on end to it, even if you only play Pachinko for the critical story beats. So I don't want to subject people to it as little as possible, especially if they're watching it in an archived format. So, at the very least, if they're weirdly masochistic and want to suffer through those parts without just like fast forwarding, I figure I can at least give them something else to watch. What am I doing? Okay, we got another jackpot, so we are totally winning this. Because his is gonna run out way before ours does. I'll zoom in so we can admire Marin and Warin. I think the green-haired guy who occasionally shows up, his name is Sam. He's like the only ordinarily named character in the entire Lumi Monogatari series. But yeah, oh, I died. I thought I died. Am I still alive-ish? I don't know. I'm still kind of like, I want to do more than just like NES games for the bonus game stuff if I can. It's just a question of like, am I gonna cause like massive dropped frames if I do anything more advanced than that? So I might do a SNES game next time. Probably anything more than that, it's extra pushing it because I'm just streaming on a laptop. And it's like, it's not a bad laptop, especially for the price, but it's not like a super PC either. Oh, we won. So, you know, tell the emulator to be quiet, so we can get back to Pachinko drama. I'll turn the volume back up on PachiPara, once I remember how to do that. Anything too complex would be hard to see, too. Yeah, I want to make another overlay for the bonus game segments, so that is easier, but yeah, if I don't find time for it immediately, yeah, I don't want to do anything super complex either. Okay, video feed's gonna cut out real briefly. It's back on the preview window, it's back on my TV. Okay, so everybody's shocked that the horse lady, Hanabi Sakuragi, pulled through and won against the strikers. Are you a real PachiPro? You betcha. Yeah, I guess you could say that. No, I'm just a theater actor who happened to be passing by. No, I'm just somebody who's into theater. Let's go for this. She's like, what are you saying? Of course you're a PachiPro. Then everybody moves in shock with the same animation. Amidst all that shock, they've agreed to end the strike since we won. But he's gonna quit his train conducting job. He just doesn't think train work. He's particularly cut out for train work, so he wants to take us on in Pachinko again sometime. So don't quit being a PachiPro until we can fight again. Just so I understand, did you just end a union strike because you made more balls fall on a thing than some other guys? Yep. That's how a lot of the major conflicts in the story are resolved. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So I'll touch you. So he's starting to understand that they've caused some real trouble, even though they want to make a point, I believe, to the suits about their work. or something like that. I wasn't really paying attention to that line. I'll try and read up on it later. Yep, and he's saying that they'll all abide by their promise. They'll go back to working at the train station. And they are very sorry for causing any trouble. It's just the two of Lily and I. I'm still wearing my horse mask. It's for helping out, Hanabi. I'm just glad the strike's over. Oh, you know, if you have anything else you want me to do, just say the word and I'll be there. And please don't ask me to do anything like this again. This is all I'm doing for you. Be nice. Lily's a pretty chill lady. Lily is relieved. She's peacing out. Alright, with that, should have a whole lot of new money. Oh, we didn't actually get any money from that. That's a bummer. Oh well. Okay. So I guess what we do now, probably... Okay, we're walking into a cutscene, that's what we do. So the one train driver who hates Pachinko is totally shunned by all of his co-workers. If there is, they don't cover in this game, sadly. Chinatsu! She's heard about the strike being pulled off. She's gonna tell the other trope members. In the rain. That's how devoted she is. I guess we're gonna go follow her. Actually, what I should probably do first. I'm gonna go save. So we're gonna go talk to the local sunflower. The quickest way to do that is to actually go through Pachinko Parlor again. Assuming that this back entrance isn't closed. Okay, we're good. Now that we've called off the strike, we should be able to theoretically go over to the part of town where Keisuke, Chinatsu's brother, is. But I imagine we have to go through the motions with the play stuff first beforehand. So we got some more walking to do. Live for about 50 minutes. This is probably the most progress that we've made in under an hour in one of these streams. I really like these games, but they are pretty slow-paced. But that's kind of something that I like about it too, that and the fact that you don't have to really engage in Pachinko if you don't want to, even to just like buy stuff and whatnot. There's some... It is ironic considering that this is a mode attached to a licensed Pachinko game, but there's plot points, especially in the previous game, PachiPara 13, that discuss like the consequences of addiction and stuff, so I feel like having all of these subsystems in the game is partly a way for the developers to subtly tell some of their more devout Pachinko players that there's more to life than spending your days in very smoky Pachinko parlors, wasting your life savings on the fleeting hope that maybe you get a payout that you can exchange it for some sweet groceries that you then take next door for actual cash monies. I don't know. I think, okay, good. We did go to the right place. I'll ramble on more on that point in a little bit. Yep. Sayaka's heard that the strike's over too. Apparently everybody's already headed off to the high school. She's about to get going too. Apparently the play is tomorrow. She's really looking forward to it. So I guess we'll have to go look at our scripts soon. What we got. Just asking if we're nervous about the play tomorrow. It's like, yeah, I guess, but I'm still really looking forward to it. I don't know, I'm feeling pretty okay. And yeah, I am. I'm worried that I'm just gonna like flub it up and cause trouble for people. You know, for this first one. I'm still talking to her in the fucking horse mask. I need to take that off. That is saved for special occasions. I don't want Sayaka to see me in my special occasions mask. I think she's talking about her coping techniques, about how she deals with the nervousness and whatnot. She just prefers to focus on how she can project her best acting face and whatnot to the audience so that they get the best play that they can. Okay, our next objective is to go over to the high school. Okay, let's get this mask off. Actually, what we're gonna do before that is I looked at a Japanese fact, and it turns out that the first fishing rod has been under our noses this whole time, and that you're supposed to be able to get it from one of the NPCs in the restaurants here. So I'm gonna go talk with some people real quickly to do that, so we can make money outside of Pachinko, and so I can finally show off that subsystem once the interior loads properly. Okay. Oh, this is I'm not gonna linger too long on this character, but this is a character from the previous game. She's the mom of the classmate that got us into Pachinko in the first place. And there's drama stuff that happens with her later on, which is what makes this cameo fairly significant. Okay, so I'm talking to you. I think it's one of the old man NPCs that you're supposed to talk to. Okay. No, I don't want to do any gambling with you right now. Nope. Is it you? Come on. Nope. Enjoy the stark contrast between Pachinko critical, inclusive open world role-playing and titty Pachinko machines. It feels like whoever's Pachinko games they adapted just gave them vague approval to do what they wanted and didn't even look at. Yeah, the Pachinko games featured in this series are made by Sanyo, and yeah, given some of the plot elements that are covered in these games, I have strong reason to believe that Sanyo didn't care as long as the core Pachinko was covered. Okay, we found our NPC. Yep, he gave us a sweet bamboo line. Okay, so we'll do some fishing in a little bit, especially because we're real low on money. But, yeah, it's interesting because I recall reading in an interview, I don't think it's in the PachiPara interview that I translated on Tumblr. I think it's a different developer interview, but he mentions in passing that by he I mean Cujo, that he used to be a pretty regular pachinko parlor visitor himself after high school. And so I think that's probably something that partly informed like his experiences of wanting to like even make these weird like optional modes for PachiPara. He seemed pretty ambivalent about it overall, so I'm not like entirely sure that it's quote unquote correct to like read too much like moralizing into some of the seedier aspects of Pachinko that they cover, but I mean, like, we've played his games. He's a pretty sensitive guy, so that's how I personally choose to look into it, is that like the Pachinko that you play is legit, obviously, given how much time we've already spent on this stream playing it tonight, but that by including the open world elements and putting in that really weird contrast, like, I mean, it's just like what I was rambling about earlier. I think it makes for interesting food for thought in terms of like pachinko life balance and whatnot. And it's still raining out. Ain't no colds to catch, because this ain't raw danger. Alright. Okay, yep. There's the play tent. There's just this lady standing out. What are you doing here, lady? She's getting in line to see her favorite actor in the trope, apparently. She's like, I know it's bad in terms of my familial commitments to be out here the day before I'm doing this sort of stuff, but she just wants to feel young again for once in her life. I think they really went for it in terms of trying to create a real game story. Yeah, totally. Like, I'm just talking to NPCs real quick to see if I need to trigger something first, and then I'll ramble some more. Okay, come on. I'll probably have to talk to Kaji. Okay, yep, come on. Frame rate's real dicey. It's not just... I mean, I'm not dropping frames, it's just for whatever reason, it's real suspects. Okay, so I guess there's not anything to do per se, it's just... You can come here if you want. For story context purposes, or whatever. Yeah, no, I agree, they totally didn't have to put this much effort into it, and I think... Partly it's just these games in 12 through 14 served as interesting test beds for some experimental stuff that you see and stuff like Raw Danger and whatnot, but I think it's also partly it was a legitimate attempt to add more value to these games, because optional modes in Pachinko games used to be more they used to have more like optional modes like this. Like there's some SNES games that also have like quasi-RPG story modes. I haven't found any that are as good as this, obviously, or else I'd be playing them too. But like they went for it, but it was by like late PS1 and like PS2 era. Those kind of just dropped altogether because there was there's just a certain cynicism. Like these people are. People that are into simulated pachinko at home, that are doing it ostensibly to practice pachinko or whatever, I'm not entirely sure what the mentality is amongst hardcore Pachinko players for buying home versions, considering I think unlike fighting games, there's not much practice value to be had, and you're just wasting even more money on Pachinko-related stuff. That, like, a lot of companies just gave up, like, putting in optional modes, because I doubt they were seeing, like, that much greater return financially. Okay, there's nothing to do in this area. And, I think that's pretty evident, especially with, like, the bad, like, licensed stuff that you would see. Like, there are a lot of, like, Evangelion licensed machines. There's even, like, a 24 licensed machine. Or, I don't mean just machine, I mean, like, actual, like, PS2 ports of these machines, quote unquote. And Cujo, for whatever reason, was like, I kind of miss the old days when, like, these games were more cognizant of the fact that they were, like, games on platforms where people expected to, like, get actual gameplay value out of them. So, like, let's just make something, like, a little crazy as, like, a quick side project that only takes several months. And then if, like, when we send out, like, gameplay surveys to our consumers, if, like, X amount of people, like, think that this is a mode worth keeping, we'll keep on making them. And I think, like, for 12, he said, like, the feedback that he was looking for in order to continue the series was, like, if 25% of people who return the survey cards that come with these games say that they enjoy this open world game, we'll keep making them. And ostensibly they did for 2 more games. And I'm grateful for it, because 12 especially is, it's not the greatest installment in the world. Like, not just because it was the first stab at kind of this weird open world formula, but just, there's a lot less to do compared to the later installments and whatnot, and Cujo had really minimal involvement in it. It's an interesting history behind these games and just their relationship to the rest of Irem's games in general. I think they're very routinely ignored when people talk about this era of Irem's games. I think partly because they're Pachinko games, and nobody cares about Pachinko games in the West, and also just there's the language barrier inherent to these games. Like, it's not like super advanced Japanese compared to, like, a lot of other RPGs. It's, like, really light on jargon, but it's like you need to be pretty fluent in order to, like, get decently far in these games. So when I came upon these games like a year and a half ago, it felt like I had that feeling that I very rarely have anymore, that I stumbled upon something really special in the realm of untranslated games that nobody else had heard of because of those circumstantial reasons. I'm just kind of wandering around. When we walked through that graveyard earlier a little while ago, it said we actually unlocked it as a dating spot. I've never found a character in this game that's actually into it, but there's like 18 partners that we can date in this game too, so maybe somebody's into it. We unlocked the pool. That's great. I can't swim because I don't have my swimsuit on. That's a bummer. I should see if I can go swimming once I do have a swimsuit with the horse mask on. That seems like an important thing to figure out. So yeah, I think we've pretty thoroughly explored this area. Let's go do some fishing. Go over by the pawn shop area, so that's a decent spot. Here for Pachinko Horse Adventures. You missed some Pachinko Horse Adventures a little while ago, but maybe I'll put the horse mask on just for you. Don't tell anybody else, though. I'm making a special exception just for you. I feel like more than anything that speaks to the heart present in his games, that they were making some boring Pachinko port to keep the lights on in the Irem office, and they decided to actually put something in it with some sort of logistic artistic value when they had no commercial reason to do so. Yeah, I think so too. That's kind of, I feel like, Kujo's legacy in general, starting with the Disaster Report games, is like he's making... None of his games are perfect. Even when I say that stuff like Raw Danger, or at least the Japanese incarnation, is like my favorite, or whatever, like... I totally get why like his games don't appear more often on like best games ever on the PS2 or whatever, but there's just a certain like innate sensitivity and humanity to them that I appreciate, and I think that's probably the biggest reason why I bother playing these Pachinko RPGs so much, is that you can still find that in abundance even here. Like, I'm really into Chinatsu as a character because her story resonates with me, especially in the later parts of the game. And I'm actually going to go eat first real quick because hunger affects the RNG of the fishing. That's how deep the rabbit hole this stuff goes. Oh, I still have Chinatsu stew that she gave me, don't I? No, I do not, but I have these sweet snow cones that somehow haven't melted despite me carrying them in my pocket for like a day. Yeah. Okay. Let's go fishing. I'm gonna do a quick trial run before I explain how these mechanics work, because if I recall, they're entirely different. Well, I'll explain it anyway. Tell me how fishing works, because it's entirely different from PachiPara 13, if I recall. Okay. So circle to pull on the reel, and then left stick to like move it around left and right. Okay. Oh wait, no, that's right. I think it's, yeah, I wasn't really paying attention. So it's like circle to like get the initial reel pull going, and then you like pull back on the line to like really get it going, and then you move it left and right to tire the fish out when you catch it. So, okay. So I like a lot of fishing games of its ilk. There are multiple fishing reels that you can use, and there's multiple types of bait. And obviously different areas have different fish that you can use, and your like player status, like hunger and whatnot, like the weather, it can affect like what you catch as well. And then like a lot of other activities in this game, you can either do it casually or you can do it more hardcore to pass the time. And I think that even affects what sort of fish that you can catch. So we're gonna pass time. So I think it gives us an upper limit of 5 fish to catch, I think. Okay, so it vibrated. Oh, shit. Okay, well the fish ran away. I'm still kidding. Oh. And then there is a transition. Okay, so this does work different from PachiPara 13's fishing way, because I think there was a set number of fish that you could do, or set number of times that you could fish before time transitioned. So we're gonna just do this more casually to practice. Thought this was a Pachinko game, not a fishing game. This is all sorts of video games in one, son. Come on. Oh, that's right, okay. So I'll explain what's going on momentarily. Okay, that's right. Okay. Yeah, this is kind of a weird system that's hard to explain as I'm playing it if you don't read Japanese. Sweet, we got a goddamn lobster. Oh, right. So, one of the funny things about fishing is when you catch something, you don't immediately know the name of it. You have to go take it to another local fisherman, and he'll tell you what it's called, so you can then sell it. And then you can also keep fish that you catch, so like put them on your walls and stuff, if you want to be weird about it. So I think we still have like one more one to go. Okay, so the way that fishing works is, when you're kind of in the default state and you're just holding circle to pull down the line once you get a bite, the distance meter above your head signifies how far away the fish is, but the fish symbol that's above the gauge will change colors depending on like how aggressive it is, and you have to shake your stick like left and right to tire it, and when it goes blue it's tired, and that makes it easier to reel it in. And then what the meter below that is all about is kind of the tightness of the line, so you can pull back on the left stick to reel it in faster to an extent, but if you get too aggressive about it, the line will break, like what happened with my first attempt. I think I have one more worm, yeah. So... okay, so shake them left and right to tire the fish and make it go blue. Okay, there we go. So that's our opportunity. So I'm pulling the stick back to a specific position, because if you go any farther, the line will likely break. I'm doing the shaking. So yeah, if you pay attention, you'll see that the speed at which the distance remaining number, the speed at which that changes will vary depending on how aggressive the fish is and how intensely I'm pulling back on the line. Almost there. Real intense horse-mask fishing going on here. We did it! It's a pretty easy system to get down pat once you're used to the rhythm. If you ever play in PachiPara 13 as well, it's a demonstrably different system, but it's similarly accessible too. It's not the most complex fishing system in the world, but it's pretty quick, so it's like, it never really gets tedious. And some of the fish do fetch a pretty good price, so like you'll make, I bet in terms of like assuming you have an infinite amount of like lures and whatnot, bait rather, that if you get really lucky with your fishing, you can probably make more money than you would at a given run at the Pachinko slots, but since that's obviously not the case, if you're patient enough and want to grind out free Pachinko runs, which you can do for 3 hours at a time, that's 3 hours of real time, not like in-game time. You can play Pachinko outside of the story beats if you want for 3 hours at a time. Then you can rack up a lot of money that way. I've done that sometimes in my own personal runs to like grind for like cars and stuff, but I'm going to try my damnedest to not expose you guys to that because it gets tedious fast. Although it sure is a hell of a way to burn through podcasts. So I think if we talk to this guy, he'll identify the fish. Yep. Sweet, we got a sweet fish plaque. Okay. So we can also buy more bait from him. I'm actually gonna... thought you talked to the fishers to sell your fish, but I think you can actually just do that in town. The prices don't vary. PachiPara World, is there a miracle with a fish who has a coin in his mouth, except you hold it upside down and hundreds of Pachinko balls pour out of it? No, unfortunately, it's not that elaborate. Maybe if... I was about to say, maybe if they made a PachiPara 15, they could have gotten to that point, but they did make a PachiPara 15, and it was just a boring Pachinko simulator, again, for the PS3. But it had online multiplayer! If that was something you ever wanted in a Pachinko game. Sometimes I think about buying those PS3 games just to see if the multiplayer servers are actually still up for that. Like, is there anybody, like, weirdly devout to those games who's still playing them online with their friends? I get the impression that they were never particularly active, even in their prime. And Kujo and company were still at IRM or whatever, but... You mentioned getting a new outfit in the first stream. At what point in the game can you do that? You can basically do that at any time once you have money. The outfit that I was referring to was this one here, the kimono, that I like to wear a lot in these games. It's kind of my usual... When I'm not wearing a horse mask to Pachinko duels, and I'm doing that, playing this game on my own, I often wear this kimono into those matches. I tend to be a bit obsessively roleplay-y in that regard. I'll sell fish to one of you. Maybe it's you? Probably you, because you have fish. Yep, here we go. Cool, we got sweet 50 Tama. That wasn't a great haul, but at least it means we'll be able to eat tonight. I think at this point we just need to kill time until the next story event tomorrow with the play, so yeah, it is evening. Oh, that's right, they're closed until evening, so we're going to do our weirdo strat of sitting in our usual restaurant and drinking water for hours on end to pass time. I'm not bothering to eat right now. I will during the night when it transitions into that, because when it changes day, obviously your hunger level goes down that way. So I'd rather just be like full or extra full then, just so I can start the day off right, rather than have to eat twice like a proper human being. So we go into our usual restaurant here. That's staffed by, I don't know if it's canonically the same schoolgirl that was at the fishing place that we were just at earlier, but you know, it's another one of those. So I'm ordering some hayashi rice, which is kind of like Japanese curry, but it's more tomato-y. And then I can't spend too much, so I'll have another glass of water. Let's see what that does in terms of fullness. Okay, that made us super full. So when we wake up in the morning, that should leave us at just, like, good full and not stuffed. We'll see. Or we're just gonna go home now and sleep. Might get a phone call when I walk in there, I'm not sure. It rained all day. That doesn't always happen in this game. I think, to my knowledge, the weather is entirely random. I think there are occasionally story beats that call for specific weather patterns, but otherwise, like I mentioned earlier, it wasn't rainy when I triggered this day on the last stream. Just checking my viewer count. I've got 4 viewers. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight, you guys. It means a lot that you'd watch me and my dumb Pachinko adventures and talking me up about the weird intellectual depth that this game holds. Oh yeah, if you weren't here for this last stream, we actually bought a few pieces of furniture with our winnings. So we've got a TV, futon, so we're not sleeping on the tatami mats per se, and the sweet poster of Chinatsu that I'm totally not being a creeper about by keeping at the foot of my bed. The reason why my futon is facing the door is just in case any of the intruders that are after us break in, so I can be that much more ready. Let's just go sleep. Let's save and go sleep. You just put a lobster on your wall if you fish again. I think you might keep the plaques even when you sell the fish. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, it's saying that I have new things to hang on the wall. Okay, yeah, so it's just once you unlock a fish, you can put it on your wall. So let's put this lobster over by the Chinatsu poster, because obviously that matters. And then we'll put this other fish. I'm not good with fish names in any language, let alone Japanese. We're gonna make this the guardian fish over my door. That seems pretty alright. This is a good apartment. Animal Crossing of the year 2014. Pretty much all of the PachiPara games that have any sort of side mode on the PS2, so starting with 8, I think, because 6 and 7 were boring, just regular Pachinko simulators, they all have this this decorating sim element. And so the other ones, let me think, 8 to 11, they all have their own like weird story mode-ish thing to it, but it's not really an RPG per se, and it's kind of bad, but I might stream them sometime because they're charmingly low-key, even by Irem PS2 standards, and they feature some of the same voice actors as these later games. Anyway, let's save again, then we'll go to sleep. Once we make a little more money, as per usual, I will let you, the people, decide how we keep furnishing our apartment. Alright, cool. Alright, so what's my hunger stats right now? Okay. So we're mostly full, but not entirely. That's pretty okay. We'll just get on to the play. I'll check on the script real quick before talking to anybody once we get there. So this play that we're going to is part 2, the extension of the earlier play that we did in which we acted as a horse, but this time I'm a doctor, I believe. So, you know, exciting upgrade, but kind of a downgrade in terms of outfits. If you can buy candles, my vote is for erecting a creepy shrine to Chinatsu. I don't know if there are candles, but there's certainly other pieces of furniture that we can use to get to that point. Believe you me, even without chat input, I was going to make another creepy shrine to Chinatsu. Apparently, my luck went up by 1 point because I saw a pretty flower by the side of the road. I think that happened last time, too. Big day, got people lining up outside. let's check up on the script real quick. So like last time, the lines that we have to memorize are in red. So we don't have to look at the rest of the script if we don't want to. Okay. So, what are the lines that we need to memorize? Marianne. Okay, your little brother Fernand has come. I'm gonna write the stuff that I'm gonna open up a window in Notepad++ on this computer. I'm gonna actually take notes. I think usually the lines are different enough during the QuickTime segments that you don't really have to go to such lengths, but you know, just to be safe. Okay, we got that. Okay. 眠ったようです。少し休ませてあげましょう。Okay. わかりません。2, 3. ですが、最大限の努力をします。I'll explain the gist of the play after we get through it. Okay. And Ferdinand Sayaka? Not sure how you actually read that word, but that's okay. I can self-manage. Sorry guys, should be almost done. Yeah, or did it. Okay. There's actually a decent amount of notes to take. Okay, we are set. Okay, let's do this. Wish me luck, guys! Everybody's all dressed up. I guess I have to talk to Kaji to get my outfit. Kaji is telling me to eat up so that my stomach doesn't rumble mid-performance. Alright. I actually wasn't aware that was a thing in this game. Alright, there's a restaurant around here that we can go eat at. Break a leg. I've always been really curious about the etymology between that. Like, I know that's like a common thing for people to say, like, self-aware. Like, why is break a leg not why it does? But I mean, I'm a writer, so I'm like legit curious. Is it some weird, like, Shakespearean thing or something? Okay, so we're not entirely running on empty, so I think we only need a little small, so we'll have another steamed egg. Okay, we're full. That should make Kaji happy. Alright. Let's do this. The internet says the etymology is unclear. That's not entirely unsurprising. It's like, I feel like that's how it is for a lot of English slang. Either we have a really good idea of what the roots are, or like potential sources are so all over the place that nobody has any idea. And apparently Kaji just said the same shit to me earlier, so I think I'm just supposed to trigger another time of day transition before we can actually get on with the play. Okay, yep. Alright. Well, since we're low on money, let's do a little more fishing, I guess, to kill time. Do I have money to spare for that? For some good bait? Got enough money to spare. Okay, so we're gonna have to go all the way back to the Skanaicho for that. Sorry, guys. And take as many shortcuts as I can to get to the fisherman who will sell us the bait. Kind of curious to see if I'm able to keep up with these streams, how quickly I'm able to clear these games. Like, story-wise, these games aren't, like, super long, but, like, in my own playthroughs, both this and 13 took me, like, 20 hours each. And I'm curious how much of that time is, like, actual story mode, and how much of it turns out to just be I grinded Pachinko a lot for the sweet R-type ship that you unlock, for example. It'll probably still take us at least, like... We still have, like, 2 or 3 more areas of the city to unlock, and they have their own story beats. And then, obviously, I'm going slower just in terms of going through the story beats, because obviously I'm interpreting for you all to the best of my abilities. So we probably still have a good 10 to 15 hours of content if I'm able to keep it up. Hopefully, work hasn't picked up yet, so, you know, fingers crossed, but even if work does pick up, I'm really gonna sincerely try to make this, like, at least a weekly thing, because I'm having fun doing this for the handful of you that care about this stuff. Let's do our daily exercise. This bunch of poor kids. Where's the Japanese fact that you consulted to get the fishing rod hosted? I don't know of any resources for Japan-only games beyond the Odd Game Facts guide and video streams like this. There is... It's a lot of Japanese games, even ones that are kind of like on the more like quasi-obscure end in terms of like actual like fan followings and whatnot over there. They're usually like wikis and whatnot that are spread across different domains that people use, but there's just I'll try to write it up on like Twitter or Tumblr somewhere. There's specific terminology that I just use where it's just basically game name plus koryaku, which is the Japanese term for guide. It's not every game per se has guides. There's some that are just so like so out there in terms of like people generally not caring about it that sometimes you just kind of have to like wing it for the older stuff, especially like SNES and Famicom games. But generally for like even vaguely popular like PlayStation 1 games from that generation like onward, you can usually find at least a guide for stuff. So I got 760 Tama to spare. Let's buy whatever an Isolme is. We'll buy like 3 of those, and then 2 of this sweet thing. Hope I can find one for Space Fisherman. I bet there's a Japanese guide out there. like, I have, even if there aren't guides for everything, there isn't a Japanese game I've met yet that doesn't have at least some, like, really small fan community or, like, an archived Nichan, a thread for it that's archived somewhere. I'm trying to remember if there are any fishing spots that I can visit around here. I think there is if I go in the back here. Yeah, probably by that rock over there. Okay, yep, it lit up. Yep, let's fish. So we're just gonna do it casually for the first 4 runs, and then we'll kill time with the last fishing round. And just, here I am. Hanabi Sakuragi, this Japanese kimono lady, casually fishing, just trying to kill time before I have to go act in a play. I'm living the Japanese life that you never see in the animes, is what I'm saying. We're getting there. Usually when you have a decent, like, distance to cover in terms of, like, fishing a fish, it's usually, like, a semi-valuable fish. Hanabe is true Yamato Narishiko. Boy, is she. Yeah, I haven't read I haven't thoroughly read that blog post about Raw Danger, but I've always meant to go through it because I was always curious what that person's take would be as a native. Those sorts of posts are kind of surprisingly rare on the Japanese internet, even when considering the issue of English education over there. That's like the only blog post of its kind I've ever really seen for a game with such substantial differences in localization. And it kind of bums me out because I like reading, like, Japanese reviews for games. Like, not like Famitsu reviews, like that sort of garbage or anything, but like, back when I used to do news work, I would sometimes do articles on, like, the reception to various, like, games that came out to, like, maybe give people, like, certain expectations in terms of upcoming localizations, whatever, like, how do Japanese players feel about X game, and why, and if the score is really weird, is it, like, fueled by passion or something. Kinda wish I had more time to do that stuff. Those posts were pretty well received in their time. It's interesting how, like, how much of a gap in knowledge there is in terms of what people expect of Japanese consumers in terms of, like, their tastes and trends and what the reality is, like how many stereotypes there still are attached to that sort of stuff. And that's why I like doing those posts. And that's kind of, issues like that are kind of why I do translation work to begin with. To try and bridge that gap in terms of, like, what games actually mean in a Japanese context and whatnot, if that makes sense. Almost done with the fishing, we got one more round to go. Shaking that line. So we didn't get any lobsters this time, or at least so far, so it should mean that we get a decent haul money-wise. Probably not, like, super good, because we're still using the starter line, but, you know, like, enough to, like, not worry that... Not... And speak of the devil, fucking lobster. That lobster notwithstanding, should hopefully get enough where I'm not, like, feeling super paranoid when I have Hanabi eat out. Because food gets expensive in places in this game. Especially if you're actually following the official canonical advice of maintaining a varied diet so that your health rating is optimal going to Pachinko. Oh man, we caught a turtle. Selling this is probably illegal. Much rather watch this than Pachinko grinding if you need money. Yeah, it's if I need to do Pachinko grinding ever, I'll just try and do it off camera. But if I recall from when I first played through these games, the fishing was usually good enough, even with the bullshit lobster instances, that I could make a decent amount of living money just doing this, so I appreciate your understanding as we just go through the motions together. So now we're gonna go sell our fish back to the fish school girl, or whoever's manning that right now. And hopefully we won't get arrested for selling that sweet turtle that we caught. Hey Mush, how goes it? You just missed us catching some probably illegal creatures to catch in Japanese waters. So that's pretty exciting. And then we're about to go act and play. Verisimilitude is such a good word. Man. It's like one of like 500 words I wish we used more regularly in conversational English, or at least like written English. I tend to like the overly pretentious, verbose words. I feel like they have more soul to them. Yeah, it's just because it's my job to write like 3,000 to 5,000 words a day. So that you people can play video games in English that hopefully one day I can legally talk about without breaking NDAs. Okay, so I made like 1,050. Oh, more than that. Okay. They don't tell you what quantity of fish that you're selling and whatnot. Okay, so we made like 2,000. Forgive me, turtle friend. I have to feed myself somehow. Alright. So it's the afternoon. Now we're hungry again, so I guess we need to go eat since Kaji told us we should do that. Let's go eat at that restaurant that we were at earlier. Go for another one of those sweet steamed eggs. Actually, how much money do I have now? Maybe I'll buy another outfit before. Oh, okay. It's still a minimal amount of money. I will not buy another outfit just yet, but the store next door to here is another place to get outfits and stuff. Just noticed the stream title, and I just realized because you said that I never changed the stream title to update it properly. So let's change that, even though I think that's going to break stream archiving or something. Yeah. Thanks for that. Alright. Let's have that sweet egg. Oh, if I love me some katsudon, fuck it. We're gonna have that. I'm still hungry anyway. Katsudon is so good, you guys. I should just do like... I want to do like a Japanese cooking stream on the creative section sometime. That'd probably be alright. I'll have an egg and natto as well. I'm like the only gaijin that doesn't have anything against natto. Just like fermented soybeans. Like, yeah, the texture's a bit weird, but it doesn't induce a gag reflex in me like it seems to do with like every other white person that goes to Japan. So yeah, this is one of the clothing parlors that you can go visit for more outfits. And yep, everything is pretty much out of my price range. Except for this sweet swimsuit, I could just go running around in that. Yeah, I'll buy a hat. Just buy pom-poms. Yeah, nothing's really speaking to me. That Super Sentai costume, I wasn't really paying attention. Let's go through the list again one more time. There's a softball uniform, cheerleader. No, I don't think there's any Super Sentai stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if there's Super Sentai stuff. The costumes do get pretty weird later on, if I recall. But for now, we have a play to go put on. I'm sorry to have disappointed you. Is this a 100% world record run? I mean, I'm like the only person playing it today, so like, it basically is on accident. I hope I'm making Cosmo Senpai proud. Okay, let's talk to Kaji and see if we can get our play on. Okay, yep, I read the script. Like 18 hours ago, game time, but I read it. Okay, here's our doctor outfit. And our glasses. He's going to tell us to put it on, and we're going to do our best, even though the frame rate is real bad. I guess it got okay once we turned on the menu. Alright. So there's a doctor getup. And our glasses. Yeah. There's us in the mirror. Put on some makeup. And then you can barely tell when anything is being applied because of low resolution stuff. Yeah, we can practice kissing in the mirror. It's kissing as a part of the dating minigame. So it's like you move it with the lips with the left stick, but obviously it controls really loosely, or else you wouldn't have a minigame. And then you can lean in closer with circle, or like, well, you can lean in closer faster with the circle, or you can slow down with X. I'm gonna make out with myself in the mirror for good luck. I hope Shinatsu's not watching. I don't want her to see my kissing game. Yes, there will be Chinatsu kissing minigames. You better fucking believe it. Okay, let's put on a goddamn play. I completely forgot about the mirror stuff until I just saw it now, so thank you for indulging me. Yep, I can do this. Alright, I'm gonna open up my notes. Alright, so where will things go from the horse drama we had last time, when the poor people had to give away their horse to Chinatsu and her rich-ass family. Okay, it's this last one. So which button is it? Okay, it's X. I think these are the poor people featured earlier. Who had to give away Marco the horse. My little brother, Fernan, has apparently come to see her. Oh, it's apparently him at her bedside already. What happens if you fill up your line? I'm not sure. I've never actually done it, but I don't want to risk it because of, you know, Chinatsu's social linking. Okay, so...
Nathan!
This would be like the worst play ever. Or at least the audience is like the worst ever because of like how like incessantly they're applauding. He's asking if she's gonna get better. We have no idea. We're gonna do what we can to help her. We got one more line, and then we're done. We say nothing, we just bow and leave. And it's a very riveting performance. I totally agree with all the hype the local reviewers have had surrounding this play. She's in her own world now. She wants to go back to the old mansion that they used to live in with Ma and Pa. I think he was talking about yeah, so he's vowing revenge. He's gonna get the manor that they lost. He's gonna get it back somehow from the rich folk. So I wasn't paying attention to one of the lines that he said earlier, but I think he's gone to work for Chinatsu's family, the rich folk. I'll check the script real quick once this cutscene is over. Very riveting play regardless. They all showed up because there was a free beer sign outside. Yeah. It's a certain cynicism about Japanese lines. Like, whenever you hear about big line opens for Western Fast Food Corporation in Tokyo, a lot of the time it's because they paid like half of those people to be in line. You are right to be cynical about the popularity of this play. Apparently the play was a hit again. He can't believe how good we are at acting despite not having any prior experience whatsoever. Apparently there are more reporters coming to talk to them.
大事なのはむしろこれからだからね。今後もみんな
Can't
で
rest on
い
their
い舞台を
laurels.
作
There's
っていこ
still
う。
more plays to put
それ
on.
じゃあ今日はこれで解散。みんなお疲れ様。
Otsukare-sama. Chiatsu looks so cute in that outfit.
大川さん、お疲れ様。あのね、この後
She has something she wants to talk to us about later.
相談したいことがあるんだけど。
Yeah, sure, no worries. That's okay, but what do you want to talk about? I don't know. It's kind of a hassle. Sure, what do you want to talk about?
いいけど、相談したいことって何？
It's about Keisuke.
意見のことなんだけど。あなたにしか相談できないことなの。体育館の前で。
So she's apparently going to meet us outside the gymnasium here on campus. Alright, and that's a wrap. One of you mentioned Dr. Horse earlier, so I'll run around in that for a little while. Maybe Dr. Horse should be the persona that I adopt for Pachinko matches. What do you say, chat? I'm pretty into it. Yeah. Yeah, I think I can get... Yeah, I'm doing it. I think I'm doing it, you guys. My life as the sexy hunter is over. It's all about Dr. Horse now. Oh, hey, Sayaka.
あら、大川さん。
Don't mind the fact that I just randomly put the horse mask on.
そうだ。あなたこの後何か予定
She's
があ
asking
る？
if we have plans.
これから学校のプールで
She wants to go
泳ごうと思って
swimming.
るの。よかったらあなたも泳
Let's
ぎ
see if we
に
can
来ない？
tag along. Sorry, but I've got other plans. Okay, cool, let's do this. Yeah, I was just thinking about swimming. I've been wanting to do that. I don't have a swimsuit. Can't treat Chinatsu badly. Sorry.
悪いけど別の
I
約
already
束
got
があ
other
るの。
plans.
あら、そうなの？でもしばらくは泳いでるから用事が終わった後。
That's okay. She'll apparently be hanging out at the pool for a little while, so we can just go swim with her later.
舞台も一段落したことだし、少しくらい羽を伸ばさないとね。それじゃあ。
How long have you been learning Japanese? I'm going to school for computer science and engineering to get into game programming, and I eventually want to get into translating Japanese, and possibly Korean as well, games, as well as being able to play translated games in their native language. So, it's a long story, but I started studying Japanese in 2008 when I was a freshman, and then I did formal schooling at my alma mater for 3 years. But one summer, before I did a stint over in Japan for a full year, I did summer semester over in Tokyo. And then for my 4th year of studies, I went back to Japan and did a full year out in Osaka. And then my 5th year of studying, so like 2012, 2013, I was on my own for language certification stuff. I'm gonna take off this horse mask because it might be serious drama time. And then after that, I got good enough at Japanese to do it professionally for work. So it's not like I stopped studying it per se, because I'm always learning new stuff. Just being a non-native and all, working translation. But like formally, I did it for about 5 years, and then I've been working using my Japanese as a translator for about 2 years now. No problem, Chinatsu. She's pretty confused about something. She's having doubts about whether it was ever really a good idea to bring Keisuke into the theater fold. Because of everything else that we already saw. He's never into it and just kind of ended up breaking off anyway. And ever since Keisuke's left, that's when people have actually started taking notice of the theater troupe.
ことって
She's worried whether it was a waste for her to try and look after her brother in that way. So you can tell her that she's overthinking things. And it's just, you couldn't have known this would happen. You thought it was good at the time. Yeah, maybe you were overthinking it a bit. This whole thing has been an ordeal, both with Keisuke and the theater trope. Or you can just be quiet, awkwardly. You know, for this the second one, you thought it was the right thing to do. You couldn't have known things would turn out this way.
良かれと思ってしたことなんだし仕方がないよ。そうかしら。もし劇団に入団してなかったらパチプロになるなんて言い出すこともなかったかも。
She's wondering if perhaps if she hadn't forced him to join the theater troupe, whether he would have actually gone on to do his PachiPara stuff that he's doing now.
ケイスケに無理に演劇を続けろなんてもう私も。
But she has no intention of pushing the issue any further on him.
だけどパチプロになることだけは諦めてほしいの。
She just hopes that he'll give up all this pachinko nonsense.
このままだといつか取り
She
返し
worries something will happen that he can't take back if he stays on that path.
ごめんね。こんな話あなたしか相談できる人がいなくて。
She's apologizing for confiding so heavily in us, but she doesn't have anybody else to turn to. So what are our options? No, it's fine. You can keep talking with me if you think that I can help you out in any way. You don't have to push yourself. Don't worry about it. I feel so sorry for you. You don't have any other friends. Or you can just straight up tell her that she's being a burden. I think is what that's saying. It's a little slangy, so I'm not entirely sure. I'll go for this first option. You can lean on us anytime, girl.
私でいいならいつでも相談に乗るわよ。ありがとう。あなたに相談して少し気
She
が
feels a little
楽にな
better
ったわ。
now.
ケイスケは今天空議長にいるのね。一度会って話をしてみようかな。
So yeah, she's just reminding us that Keisuke is in the next part of town, Tenkugicho. We're in Tsukanaicho now. And she wants to go find him and try to talk to him at least once, so...
明日の朝には電車で天空議長に行けるように。
Depending on how long the swimming stuff goes, we might do that. Or we might save it for the next stream. Let's see. So she plans on going there in the morning by train. So I'm going to make a quick note of that in case the swimming goes on for a while. Tomorrow morning, train to Tenkugicho to talk to Keisuke with Shinatsu. Okay.
相談に乗ってくれてありがとう。
No problem.
大川さん。
Alright, let's go swim with Sayaka, I guess. I'm gonna put on the horse. I want to see if you can swim with the horse mask. That's really important. Camera's acting weirdly. Alright. Yeah, there's Sayaka in her bikini. She's so kind. She brought us a spare swimsuit to go use. Yeah. I don't think this takes too long. It's just teaching us more about date mechanics. Ah, yeah. Yeah, now we're talking. Horse bikini time. Woo! Alright, let's do this. I don't think this takes too long. Ugh. The swimming is really non-existent from what I recall. You just... walk in the water. Or no, you kind of swim. Oh, but there's a treasure chest here. What sort of dumb title screen add-on will we get? Sweet, we got a pool-themed thing. At least we can confirm that we can swim with the fucking horse mask. No, we still keep our glasses on, too. That's cool. Glad you can wear headpieces on top of headpieces. There's nothing to the swimming for days. Like, I don't think even if you talk with her. Yep, it's great. Like, you can talk with these NPCs, but they don't have anything to say. So we're just gonna get out of this pool, because it's kinda... This isn't fun, even by the date system standards. Yep, gonna get out. This reminds me of trying to ford a river in the Oregon Trail. Any addition like fording would make the swimming a better mechanic. She's asking what we think of acting now that we've been in 2 plays. Is it fun? Yeah, it's pretty fun. I'm actually planning on aiming to become a real actor now, thanks to all this experience. Yeah, it's okay. I'm not sure how I feel. There's no way this shit could ever be fun. We'll go for this first one. It's really fun. She thinks there's nothing more interesting than the theater. Do we have any plans to formally join the troupe? Let's see. Sure, I wouldn't be against it. Like, yeah, I guess I was kind of thinking about it, but no, I just I really, really hate it. Sure, I'd be okay with it. It was a great shot. That was the perfect shot. I haven't been doing custom YouTube stills for this stuff, but I might have to use this one. That's really good. She's telling us to seriously give it some thought, since we seem to be so into it, and we just put off a different vibe compared to normal people. We could do some pretty great things together if we kept acting. She wants to keep acting together with us. And that's it for swimming. Oh, right, you actually get chastised for yelling around the pool. I think you can actually get kicked out if you keep running around the pool. So, I'm sorry. You can laugh and mock him, or you can just, click your tongue. Alright. That's another reason why to never go to the pool for any of the dates in this game. Let's get our doctor outfit back on, alright? Let's put the kimono back on. Take off the horse mask, only for special occasions. Let's see, I haven't been studying Japanese independently since April. I haven't been studying Oh, god damn it, am I getting yelled at again?
大人のあなたがルールを守らなくてどうするんですか。今度また走ることがあれば残念ですが。
Don't run in front of the kids. They're setting a bad example.
すみません。
I just wanna get out. Don't hate on me. So I actually have to, like, lightly push on the analog stick? Is there no... I forget if there's a way to, like, just forcibly walk like there is in the Disaster Report games. Okay, come on. This is a great mechanic, speaking of somebody whose hand shakes on occasion, so we'll see if I can actually make it out of the pool without getting kicked out on accident. From my thumb accidentally just pressing forward too hard. Almost there. Can you swim in something besides a swimsuit? No, I think you're forced to put on a swimsuit if, Okay, we're good. No, you have to put on a swimsuit when you go swimming. But we're not going to do that for the rest of this series, because you saw what that was like. That was pretty tedious, and I think there's like one or two other like pools or spas that you can swim in or whatever, but no. I haven't been studying Japanese independently since April. I haven't been studying too actively, maybe a couple hours a week, and I didn't study at all for a couple months during that time. As I am normally busy with school and working as well as having terrible personal motivation. I spend an hour with the tutor a week and speak with language partners throughout the week. The more I learn, the more motivated I get. Sorry for the long messages, by the way. No, that's okay. I always welcome messages from people that are learning Japanese at all levels. I don't get them as often as I used to now that I'm not doing like fan translation stuff as often. So, but you're always free to drop by if you want advice or whatever, if I can help you. I might be busy sometimes, but I'll try and get back to you as best I can. But it sounds like you're on the right track in terms of how to approach things self-study wise. I'm always curious about how people learn the language on their own, since I didn't do self-study until I was most of the way through my university years. Okay, can you hold X to walk? Nope. I am trying that right now. It is not working. So, yeah, I feel like I used to have a certain amount of apprehension for self-studying Japanese early on, but I think compared to even just like when I started like 7 years ago, at least the sheer resources for it have gotten a lot better online. I'm not sure if I'd have gone down that path myself if I was just starting Japanese now, because I do really well in a classroom setting as long as I've got good teachers, which thankfully I did, but certainly it seems like there's a rise of people that are doing really well that way, so there's kind of... It is something I would like to do, to look into, like in a professional capacity as a translator, as like a potential business venture, whether I could add anything unique to that, but I don't have any solid ideas, and certainly I don't have the capital to even think about it at this point. So, I think we're free until the morning, so we'll just quickly kill time, and we'll see what this new drama is with the Keisuke, and then I think we'll call it a stream. We're gonna save since we haven't done that in a little while. I should mention, the other options that you have on here, you can look at the sunflowers, which are supposed to give you hints about what to do in the game. A lot of the time when you look at the flowers, they don't tell you jack shit. So I think it's only when there's like critical things going on. You can also eat their seeds, which is a free way to eat. And then obviously this is saving. feel more comfortable with Japanese, I will try to ask questions and such here in Japanese and correct me on my errors if you like. I think honestly for me, I should have started in a classroom setting and moved to self-study as well. Yeah, feel free to do that if you like. I'm, like, usually I do have at least 1 or 2 Japanese chatters as well. And I'm sure they would appreciate having another learner to bounce off as well. So yeah, by all means, speak in either language, because like the signage says, below, I have to look at OBS to make sure I'm pointing the right way, below here. I totally welcome chatting in Japanese, and that's mostly so any Japanese streamers, or Japanese viewers that come upon my stream feel okay chatting to me in Japanese, but it also totally applies to any non-natives that just want to bounce off me in that too, so. Go nuts is what I'm saying. So it is evening right now. At some point, I need to start initiating side quests for unlocking the horse racing minigame, because I've never actually done that. And that always seemed weirdly fleshed out. Like, it wasn't just a gambling thing. It seemed like you could actually ride the horses too, I think. Buy some more bait from him. Go for this expensive one. We'll get like 2 of you. Yeah, I'll get like 3. And 2 of those. You cannot compete in the horse racing game in your horse costume. What is even the point emotionally? I agree. We'll find out together. It'll be a real journey. Like this whole game is in general, but even more so. I'm glad we finally established a role-playing ambition for our character, Dr. Horse. Narishiko, Yamato Narishiko extraordinaire. What's my hunger level, actually? I haven't been really paying attention to. I found Pepsi a while back searching on Twitter. Yeah, I'm always curious how people find my stuff, considering how, like, weirdly niche I tend to be in terms of my stream. So I'm always surprised when I actually attract new followers through, like, anything that's not, like, the Persona fan translation work that I did back in the day and whatnot. I was trying to look at my hunger. Okay, I'm still full. So I don't really feel like fishing some more. There's another mini game here I think we can engage in. There's a dice game, I think. That's another vague money-making opportunity. Nope, it's not this restaurant, I don't think. Nope. Should we just talk to Fisherman and see if there's anything else we can get off of them? I think, yeah, you can do some mild horse racing betting by talking to this guy, I think. He'll treat us to beer if we win. Sure, man, you're on. Alright. Alright, guys, which horse do we want to bet on? The black alien? The black alien? The white asparagus? The green box? Or... This is a really dumb callback to Raw Danger. The Echidnux. Alright, sleep tight, Mushmon. It was good seeing you. I don't know if I've ever won any of this horse racing stuff, so I think you can just kind of pick whatever. My internal disaster report fan wants to pick the Echidna. Echidna. I don't... Let's just go for the long shot. Alright, he picked the green horse. Alright, the horses are turning the last corner. Who's gonna win? Last 400 meters. In the front is white asparagus. And then Echidna is coming in from the inside. Oh shit. Black alien coming for an upset. Oh shit. White asparagus still won in the end. So I think this is something that you can engage in daily. It didn't cost us any money. Is Geo-kun supposed to be an Echidna? You know, I've never thought about. I'm not gonna dismiss it because I don't have any superior theories. I just thought he was just random kawaii animal desu sort of creature, but how? That might explain why the weird like biological weapon in that game is named that, I guess, or why they're tied in that way. I'm trying to initiate the Japanese dice game. Hey. Okay, I'll look over the rules real quick. It's called Chirorin, I think. I think it's a game that you can look up in English too. Nah, I'm not gonna bother. I'm just gonna drag down. I'll try and look up the rules later. I think it's a simple enough game, but since I don't remember the rules offhand, I don't want to waste people's time. ZZ2's amazing layers and I'm not. Yeah, that game's writing goes all sorts of places for better. Just notice my door is open. I'm gonna close that real quick so that I don't potentially wake up anybody that might be sleeping in this house. There we go. Okay. Make sure I'm recentered on camera. Remember when the mayor asks for a glass of water? I've never seen such rich foreshadowing. He got more water than he... That's good. You should have my job writing video games. Yeah, indulge in our old habit of drinking water for... You got money, let's just drink some green tea for hours on end instead. Yeah. Apparently that was enough to make me full. So I think I won't bother eating this time. There's the shithead that stole our money. I'm still running low on money, so I'm not going to try resolving that quest line immediately, given how poorly it's gone the other times. I'm just gonna go home and sleep. Is that the secret to all of Team Disaster Report's video games? Is that there's a hedgehog secretly in every one of them? Do we just unlock the thing that ties all of these games together and puts them secretly in the same universe like Namco arcade games? Is this set in like... Is this like Dig Dug, where it's actually set in like some weird apocalyptic future that takes place canonically after R-Type? I'm not making any of this shit up about Dig Dug. I think it's canonically supposed to take place after Ace Combat in some weird distant future. Namco got crazy several years ago when they came up with their bullshit timeline. And it was real great. Ah, home sweet home. Oh, I think we have a couple more fish plaques to put up too. Let's do that before we go to sleep. Oh yeah. Okay, let's put this turtle one over by my bed. This is a way of atoning for selling exotic animals for food. That's right, Dig Dug marries Kissy from Barbadook and their son is Mr. Driller. Alright. Let's put this other fish by the doorway. Alright. We got important decorating work done today. I can't wait to see how Chinatsu reacts to all of this fish when she moves in with us, like 20 hours from now. Alright, going to sleep until the morning. I only just learned about Strange Reel really recently, and I'm glad Namco, I guess, recently embraced that as the name for their weird world that they have in those games. It's just... Video games and video game writing are pretty great, is what we should derive out of this entire conversation. I work to write video games in English so that I may one day have the chance to be remembered for my own Strange Reel. Clearly. I'm gonna go head over to the train station and go to Tenkugi-cho with Chinatsu. See what's up with her little brother. I'm gonna save the game again. I wouldn't be surprised if this just turns immediately into another Pachinko duel, at which point we'll just save and call it quits. Or, well, we won't be able to save, but we'll call it quits at the stream at that point if that's the case. But we'll hang out for a little longer. There's never any doubt that video game writing was special the moment I saw you Pachi slot duel a guy. Boy, yeah, people like hold Tim Schafer's game and shit into high regard, but man, none of them ain't got that sort of stuff. Oh, that's right, I actually have to physically go over to the terminal and buy a ticket, don't I? Because this is a life simulation. Yep. I'll pay 300 tama to go like 500 meters into another part of town because Japanese train prices. Yep. This town isn't advanced enough to just have a card that you swipe over the terminal like you do in Tokyo and Osaka, alas. At least we finally unlocked a new part of town. This is actually one of my favorites in the game. It's, Tenkugi-cho has a lot of good places to shop for like clothing and decoration and stuff. And it's just, I like this, the ambient music that plays every time of day. And it's got clubs that you can go visit at night too, on dates and stuff. Tenkugi-cho is a happening part of town. But first, we've got some more of those suspicious guys that are after us. Apparently they haven't had any luck finding anybody that spotted us, but they're gonna... Oh. They did look at the pachinko parlors just in case, but all they found was just some bratty asshole kid. They're gonna go look elsewhere. They're really sure that we're still hanging out in town. I'm just pointing this out. I have a weird appreciation for the fact that they actually have a simulated traffic model in this game, where it's just like cars will actually follow traffic light ordinances and whatnot. I don't know why they bothered programming that in this already like weirdly elaborate open world pachinko RPG, but they did. Take care, Ron. Hope to see you again soon. So the pachinko parlor is this way. Are they not open yet? Do I have to pass time some more? Oh, nope. Yep, dramatic music is cutscene time. Oh man, Keisuke's one of those tan Yankee assholes. Apparently they just had a pachinko duel and Keisuke kicked ass. But at what price? Bald Guy is the matchmaker for a lot of these higher-end duels. He's just kind of a creep. He's kind of if you were to put him on the Dungeons and Dragons spectrum, he would be a neutral character. Oh no, he's going to appear in Raw Danger Match. Pretty much. Keisuke was apparently dissatisfied with the match that he just had because it's too easy. If I recall, I think the guy whose ass he just kicked, I think, was the minor antagonist in 13 as well. I don't know, he spotted us. So we tell him to stop making Chinatsu sad. You should just quit while you're ahead. There's no way someone like you can become a real PachiPara. You become a real lame asshole, Keisuke. Don't feel too high on your success just because you won against that weak asshole. Or, my, haven't you become quite the PachiPara? Alright. We're gonna shit talk him. There's no way you could be a real PachiPara. Oh shit, he called us a rookie. He hasn't seen us kick ass. They call him Black Thunder. My mom wanted me to be visible at night. He's apparently real broken up that he lost that match. It's just bad coincidence. Yeah, he's from the previous game. He's asking if we remember him. He wants us to duel him. Alright, I'll happily duel you. You really think you can win? You laugh haughtily. I guess so. But I feel like maybe I should take pity on you and lose, or fight it. This is just. Oh, I guess it's saying like I don't feel up for fighting a weakling such as you. Oh, Joe, laugh at him. Yeah, nobody else is around. Let's laugh like an asshole.
本気で私に勝てると思っているの？
No, that wasn't really an Ojo laugh.
よし
It was
か
him
かって
being
こい
haughty, or her being
このま
haughty.
ま勝負してもつまらねえお互いのメンツをかけようじゃねえか
Alright, so he wants us to bet something. So, if I recall, this says we can gamble on one person being the other servant. I think bullshit. I'm gonna actually Google this really quick. Bullshit. Okay, bullshit. Me. Ah. Oh, okay, I forgot. Okay, that's pretty funny. So we could say like, whoever loses has to become a Buddhist priest or nun. If we lose, we have to like get on the ground and bow all dramatically, like you see in the Japanese dramas. We can bet on both, or we can bet on nothing. Let's bet on both.
負けた方が坊主になって土下座をするのはどう？
He likes the sound of that.
それじゃあ始めようぜ
It's starting another Pachinko duel, so I won't subject you all into that right now. Thanks for coming again, as usual. It's been a fun stream. I really liked all the chatter that we got going here. I don't know when the next one is gonna be. Probably not tomorrow, because I feel like work is gonna kick up sooner or later, and I have life stuff that I've kind of been procrastinating as a result of these streams. But I'll definitely do it again soon. So I'll have the archive up for this soonish on YouTube and stuff, and the others are up online on YouTube as well, and I'll link to that soonish on social media and whatnot. But until then, have a good night, and may you dream about... What was I gonna say? About horse doctors, yes. May you dream about Horse Sensei. Bye-bye.